in the other places, and we'll continue to troubleshoot. Um, let's see here. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. Let's kick this off here. Welcome to the Meadows and Makers podcast, everybody. Tonight I have on my old co-host Jackdub, and right now we are working on some technical issues, but hope everybody is having a good week so far. This is the Meadows and Makers podcast. I'm your host, Greg Dowd, also known as Making Stuff here in the Hive community. Hope everybody's doing well out there. I see you there, Rondon, hanging out in the Discord chat. So using Jitsi and kind of the first time, Jack, I don't know if you can hear me, but maybe leave and then see if you can come back in. If that doesn't work, then what we'll do is I'll just have you join Discord, and then we'll roll from there. So, yeah, I hope everybody out there is doing well. It's been a bit of a season for me right now, and kind of had a interesting meeting with my brother recently, and kind of got told that if I want to come to Christmas with the family, that I'm gonna have to sit outside. So yeah. Hey Jack, can you hear me now? Can you hear me over here in Discord? And I think you have to just unmute yourself here on Discord, and then we can get rolling. All right. But anyway, Jack just looks like he got a really nice 3D printer, and I've been through the whole gamut of doing some 3D printing stuff. So let me kill this, since we're not going to be doing the whole Jitsi meeting thing, and let me do a quick whatever I was doing to try to go around this and kick back on the standard layout. Let's see if we can do. I probably can't do that now. So yeah, standard podcast video format. There we go. Yeah, man, we tried to make it work, but
Can you hear me on Discord?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to get my I have one of those Anchor web cameras with a microphone, but it was working earlier in Discord. Like I was doing the microphone test, and I got the bars and all that. But I just switched over to my Bluetooth headset microphone.
Okay. Yeah, man. It's been a while. You've got quite a bit of life changes that have happened. It seems that have gone down. But how are you, man? How are you?
Good. Yeah, very good. For sure, man. How about yourself?
Cool, brother.
Where are you at now? Where are you at nowadays?
I just keep I'm getting distracted by Ron in the chat, but I am living at my parents' place right now, and I am saving up money so that I can buy myself a little one of those little like 8 by 30 foot, I think, little buildings, I think is what my plan is. And then I have a group that I'm working with. It's a couple, and they have some land that basically they would let me be their kind of the property manager, I guess, of the land,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and so I've been working and saving money and doing all that kind of stuff for a while now, and playing around with the podcast a little bit, and got you know. But anyway, to answer your question, right now
Nice. About
I'm
what
living
state are
with
you
my
in?
parents. Uh,
Oh yeah.
Still in Alabama.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Cool. Cool.
Yep. But yeah, you've gone on a bit of a journey, moving from like what, the east part of Canada. Now you're what, in the western part.
Yeah. Pretty much last time we chatted more or less was I was in Ontario building a house
Yeah.
out in the country. We lived off grid for about a year and a half in a cabin with solar panels and no plumbing, so that was kind of a pain. Biggest pain really. But if I was gonna do it over again, I'd make sure I had some indoor plumbing.
Oh
Because
wow.
like in the middle of winter when you gotta go out the house, it sucks.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
for that large reason alone, it would be a little simple internal plumbing. But yeah, we got it done though. Got the house built, and that was just about when COVID hit and all that stuff.
Oh wow. So when you
Mm.
guys got the house built, all the lockdowns and stuff started happening.
Yeah, it's pretty much right then because we had just moved up into the house. We got the occupancy permit and everything, and then yeah, my stepson's going to college in Toronto, so that place was all locked down. So he eventually just kind of moved back with us, and then kind of like a lot of people wanted to move out to the country, so the house prices went up a lot. I think they went up a lot everywhere in Canada. So we decided, it might be a good time to move. It's all we figured might as well all the lockdowns. And my stepson had wanted to move out to BC. Eventually, he knew he was going to go out there. He just finished up university for computer programming. So we were like, hey, that sounds like a good place to go check out. So we put
Okay.
the house up for sale. Yeah, started looking for property, and it actually worked out real well. It cost let's see, just the bare property, it was about 4 acres, and oh geez, my cat's up in the window. Yeah, but the bare property was about 4 acres. That was 70,000. Ended up being about 130,000 for all the building supplies and everything, and any labor or whatever else we needed. And so we were about 200,000 in. We ended up selling for 550. So that turned out to be one of the biggest windfalls I've had. So we started looking for
Wow.
places to move to. At first, we were looking around Ontario, but then we got the idea to go to BC. So we started looking at BC. Mainly, we're looking for like decently cheap places. So we just buy outright, and then so you start looking at those, and then you started kind of filtering out the ones that are high crime, and and kind of checking out the ones that have potential. So we found a good spot. So we bought a house here, and then we also got a little commercial space, like right on the downtown drag. So then, so basically the commercial space, like my wife and I split the space. So like she took the front half, I took the back half. So at first I was gonna put in like a residential rental unit and just kind of rent that out and just have that passive income coming in. But then, I don't know, the town didn't really have a pizza place. Like my son and I like my younger son and I like pizza a lot, and they figured it'd be a good opportunity. So I've ended up putting a pizza shop in the back.
Oh wow.
That's yeah, and then just got back onto online and on Hive and all that a couple weeks ago. I think
Wow.
it's
Yeah.
partly because I think it's probably the name coming up. Because I think kind of why it made me think about getting back on was when Elon bought Twitter, and then
Oh really? That was kind of like what
yeah,
your kind of piqued your interest in, like, hey, what's going on?
yeah.
Let's have some fun,
Well,
man.
because then yeah, well, I did jump onto Twitter to check that out, and like, oh. whole bunch of other people I know did too. So I think he is getting a lot more activity over there, definitely. And I think it's also why a lot of people get. I mean, not only taking, lifting the bands, but I think it's also why a lot of people are getting, a lot of new people following them over there too, is because there's a lot more people who are joining because they just want to check it out. But anyway, they're talking about the people that were unhappy with Elon first thing. They're talking about moving to other places, and one they were talking about was Hive Social. No, I knew there was another thing with another name, so I was pretty sure it wasn't, Hive, like the crypto one. But at any rate, I came back out anyway, see what's going on, and jump back on and contribute some posts and things.
Well, cool, man. Yeah, talking about that, I got one of your posts pulled up right here. You just printed some everyday carry waterproof containers. It looks like getting into some 3D printing, huh?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, it's geez, I got that maybe 6 months ago. Is probably if I was doing like a little electronics projects, like Raspberry Pis and DSPs, like little microcontrollers and things like that.
Uh huh.
And so, but they never quite felt, like completed, because they like unless you have a good case for it, it just looks like a mess sometimes.
Yeah.
So I got that, and yeah, it's been real good for finishing off a lot of projects. Because
Cool.
when you buy when you get like a screen like to match up with like Raspberry Pi is like a mini computer, so you can get like a decent resolution screen for those things, like like a phone or a tablet size kind of screen. And so it's all online, for the 3D printing. They have a lot of places like Thingiverse where people have already designed a lot of projects. So I just hop on there and search the name of the screen, and usually there's a few projects that like fit it perfectly. So it the project ends up with a nice polished look that way.
Awesome. Yeah, we've been talking a little bit about that recently as I just got a upgrade to my 3D printer. I had a kit a long while ago. You know, when we first started the podcast, I had this kit and I was printing a few things, and then recently upgraded my printer, and so we've been talking about it. I think I don't know if I'm responsible, but Rondon went out and bought him one, and
Oh, nice.
so
You've been have you printed much with yours?
yeah, I was gonna do a whole show and tell tonight. I've been doing, it's probably, it's against the rules in old communist states of Canada, but been 3D printing some firearms.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah,
um,
yeah. Actually, I just heard that in the news.
paperweights. No.
Yeah, actually, I just heard that in the news. It was like a couple weeks ago. Some like Saskatoon or some Canadian guy got busted for printing one. I just happened to have heard that. So yeah, it definitely is a no up here.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I've been doing that, and then just kind of printing
Nice.
some little trinkets. I printed everybody 3D printed little ornaments of. I've got a Doctor Who little ornament, a
Oh, okay.
little Cyberman, a little Millennium Falcon, a Thundercats, and
Nice.
a Dalek from Doctor Who, and then another little spiral ornament I printed and spray painted and everything. And then for my niece, I made her a little. It's this nesting igloo thing, um, and it's a bunch of igloos in like hexagon shapes, and for her Christmas present. So no more
Oh,
buying
nice.
gifts anymore. I'm just 3D printing stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah, no doubt. So do you find some online, or do you design a lot of yours?
I found all these online on Thingiverse. So
Oh yeah, nice. I found a couple other there's a couple other decent places. I can't think of their names right now, but there's a couple others. But yeah, Thingiverse seems to yeah, they got a bulk of them out there.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about
Uh,
yours. You said you got it for about $500 or so Canadian, and you
yeah, yeah,
it's called the Flash Creator Pro flat from FlashForge.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's like a fully enclosed one. It's got like a little door on it and stuff.
That's pretty
Which is probably
nice.
pretty good because yeah, 'cause I keep it in the basement, and there's not usually people down there, so it's pretty chilly down there. So like I can only imagine like little cold drafts constantly blowing over it would like make the heater work overtime because it's got to keep that. Yeah, I did a I just put up a figurine. There's one figurine I did. It's kind of cool. They have like the different. It's a Buddha, but it's like a Darth Vader head on it. Yeah, I got that one from Thingiverse too. But that
Oh
one's it's
yeah,
got like a it's a copper um color filament. So there's no actual metal in it. It's just like like spray paint. It's got a nice like shine to it, so it's somewhat convincing as far as metal looking.
yeah, that's a really good quality right there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess they have some. You it probably needs a more heavier duty nozzle than I have, but like apparently they have some filament that's got like metal infused in it.
Yeah.
So then, so basically, this is like if you need a gear or something, it's got to be like real durable. And like the process to it, I guess you print it and then you have to like bake it in like one of those super ceramic ovens or whatever, and and so that kind of like burns off a lot of the plastic that's in there as well. It kind of leaves like the metal. So it's a little bit rough, a little bit pitty, but apparently works pretty decent for some parts on the fly.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's like metal infused in it, so it's not like it doesn't actually heat up molten metal, but it's just got like metal in there.
Oh, for the
The shavings
for
or
the filaments that you're printing.
yeah, because like it's a plastic filament, but then within the plastic filament, it's got like a whole bunch of metal. Like I don't know if it's shavings or if it's threads or probably shavings, like powdered metal or something. And then like when you bake it, it like bakes off the plastic, and then
What is
I doubt it.
what is the filament called? Do you know
Um, no,
off
no.
the top of your head?
Maybe
It looks like
yeah.
it's
I remember watching a YouTube video about it because some guy tried printing out a couple gear parts with it, through the little baking. It seemed like quite the process, but it's metal, so I guess you can't expect that.
yeah, it looks like it could be PET G, but maybe infused with metal or something like that. Let's see, flash
Mm,
forged filament filaments, and
yeah, it's pretty amazing the detail these things do, like layer after layer. It's I guess computer controlled.
so so does this thing have two uh two nozzles?
Yeah, it has like yeah, it's got two nozzles. I think I only ever really use one for the most part. And I guess a couple ways you can use it is you have two different colored filaments hooked up, so you just you don't have to switch them all the time at least. Well, if you mostly use two colors, then you just tell it which one to print on. And then but the other idea is I guess you can do two colors in one print job. So you print something out, and then while it's printing, it'll just alternate to the other color to get your second color that's in your design.
Oh, really? So it can pause the print and then you can restart with
Yeah,
the second filament that you loaded.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's yeah, it'll go just continuously in one somehow like a figurine or something. It'd print a whole figurine with two different colors somehow. I haven't
Wow,
really gotten into that yet.
wow, that's pretty advanced little printer then.
Yeah.
I think I found the filament from the
Oh yeah.
website FlashForge USA.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so
Metal filled. Yeah, the printing temperature. That's like your standard
yeah, that's about
temperature.
the temperature for
And,
the PLA stuff.
yeah, in the video I'd watch, it just suggested you might need a little more durable head. A little, I guess, whatever they call it, the part that heats up and extrudes through it. and just because I might wear it, I guess a little more because of the metal in it.
Yeah,
But I don't know if it's
I
for
think
regular one too.
I think most of the nozzles are brass standard. They're brass,
Yeah, yeah. That's what it is.
but
Yeah, so
then
they suggested a tougher one.
awesome. Yeah, I think you can. There's a company called Micro Swiss, and they make upgraded nozzles or whatever, and they make them out of steel. I think they're like stainless steel. Um, yeah, if your nozzle wears out or whatever, then and you go for an upgrade would be you can go to like a hardened steel nozzle, um, and they have them at this Micro Swiss store. It's something I've looked at. um, because after a little while, those brass nozzles they kind of like expand out depending on the material you're extruding through them, and
Oh
then
yeah.
that'll affect your print quality over time, because the nozzle actually is like starting to wear out, and
Yeah, I think it might have burnt out my left nozzle
oh yeah,
because yeah, because when I've been trying to load filament into it, it just won't take, Like I'll
oh
push and
okay,
push and heat it up, and it's just like yeah, it just won't come out. Like it might have possibly it might have ran out through it, in the middle of a print job or something, and it kept going. I don't know if I running it dry or whatever. I don't know if that would make it be a problem, but yeah, that has been printing through my right one lately.
okay. Well, yeah, yeah, I've been kind of getting more into that as a hobby as of late, and talking about it on the stream. But yeah, brother, tell me a little bit about how things are going over in British Columbia, and kind of what is your take on all these this whole assisted suicide crap and all this stuff that's going on in Canada right now? It's crazy up there. It seems.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. Yeah, Trudeau, he's tyrant, left tyrant, basically. WEF. Um, yeah, it's pretty sad. Hopefully, we get him out of office before it does too much more damage.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that made stuff crazy. It's like like a kid can go to apparently like a kid can go to a doctor, and request to be suicided, and then like without even telling the parents, they can go ahead and do it apparently, and
Yeah, that's
that's
the
messed up.
bullshit, man. Yeah, that's super
That's
messed up.
that's insane. It's like I don't know. I don't think many parents would take that too well. I mean, it's not a good situation. You got the state killing its citizens.
Yeah, you
Yeah, and the
know,
adults too is kind of messed up, because it kind of seems it's kind of point of just like economic hardship or like all kinds of little hardships. Yeah, it's
yeah, that's what they're saying too. Is like, well, you know, the these medical procedures you want are gonna be too expensive or whatever. So I guess you might as well
or
kill
or
yourself.
yeah, or giving you support systems. Yeah, that's where you gotta just, I guess, especially watch out for the state-run medical for many reasons because once they got you, but yeah, like because when it comes to I remember under Obamacare, they're talking about death panels.
Right,
Basically like is it worth the money to keep this person alive kind of thing. It's
right.
a similar kind of thing. It's is it it's going to cost us this much to keep them alive, and it costs us this much to suicide them. It's it's not a cool thing to be on the ledger for profit and losses. But there's that saying about about cultures, and what you can tell about them by how they treat the least of the people.
Yeah, right, right.
And it's not a very good culture if you're treating people so horribly. You can especially with Canada sending so many billions of money overseas to other places, Ukraine and everywhere else, down to Haiti to build some schools for the Clintons and whatever else. It's
Yeah,
just ridiculous.
the more I've looked into all this stuff, man, I've been diving into the research from Whitney Webb, and she does that. Her podcast, Unlimited Hangout, is a really good place. Was listening to that today when it comes to the whole Sam Bankman-Fried scandal that just happened, and
Oh,
she was yeah, she was laying out some stuff about this effective altruism is what they're calling is what they call it, and it's kind of this philosophy where the people at the top know what's best and are going to invest their philanthropically into these different endeavors to help people. But when it comes to that, you kind of have to start valuing people's lives and putting values on different people's lives. And so these guys are talking about, like, well, do we value a person in the first world more than the third world, and, like, how do we support these different things? And yeah, a lot of this stuff. I I recently talked to my brother, and he's way different ideology than me, and when I talk to him, it seems like he's wanting you to kill you with kindness, so to say, and I think it's kind of the same agenda here, where they're saying that what they're doing is going to be for the benefit of many people, when it's really about putting tighter and tighter controls over people.
oh yeah, yeah. It's just and it's for power, similar kind of thing. Yeah, that BTS guy. I mean, it's the fraud. Just stole people's money basically, and even it stretched pretty far and wide too. Like one of the provinces, I'm not sure which one, but they had some teachers teachers union or teachers association or something. And, they had money in that, and that got wiped out.
Oh,
And
oh, really?
so yeah, because it wasn't just like crypto people playing. It was like investment things, vessels and stuff like that. So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. So,
yeah, he's just basically taking investments and using it as his personal piggy bank. And I guess, he hoped he'd pay off the right people so he can go to jail.
yeah,
But
man.
I don't know. It seems like they nabbed him now. Doesn't seem like he paid quite enough.
Yeah, supposedly they arrested him in the Bahamas, and I was wearing a taxation is theft ugly Christmas sweater, and wearing it around town, and I actually had several people come up to me and say, "Hey, man, I like your sweater," and then I got into that discussion with some people. It was like, the IRS wants to come check out your $600 Venmo transaction, and yet, we see Sam Bankman-Fried running around after stealing $10 billion from people.
Oh, I know. Doing his
So,
interviews and stuff. So it's just hideous. Yeah,
yeah.
he's just like, oh, yeah. Just in his whole playing stupid thing too is like, oh, I messed up. Like what? The thing is, he messed up with money that wasn't his or money that wasn't to be messed with.
Right.
Because
Specifically said
because
that
there they
it
had
was customer funds. Yeah.
yeah, there's like, well, there's because they had two different accounts going more or less. Well, two different sides. You have the banking side where people make deposits and you expect that it'll be there when you want to come and get it, kind of thing. Then the other side, that was like the investment side where they're doing their trading and all that stuff with it, trying to make some extra money. But he was just using both sides of it to gamble with. And, yeah, apparently I guess one of the other companies, exchanges, I guess they caught wind of it, that there's some, because they had like some money in there too. So then they just like swooped it all out, and then that pretty much broke the bank. Because then like the next people going to get some money found out there was none.
Yeah, there was a really good uh, this podcast that that Whitney Webb just did. They kind of did a rundown of what all happened there with Sam Bankman-Fried, and there was one guy that was responsible for kind of taking SBF under his wing, and I think I actually have it written down here. William McCaskill is the guy, and he also supposedly wrote a book about this whole effective altruism thing, and in which Elon Musk tweeted out that he said that this is most of his philosophy is related to this William McCaskill guy's book on effective altruism. So very interesting stuff. I made
Hmm.
some notes about that today from listening to this podcast. So there's a little bit of a rabbit hole there behind this
I
whole
was thinking about
FTX
altruism.
thing.
I mean, altruism's good, but it just can't be with like someone else's money kind of thing.
So
It's got to be their own
that's
money.
that's the thing that they're trying to pull off is that oh yeah, this guy was so great at and he was such a good person giving away all of his billions, right, or all of his money to all of these people doing great things or whatever, but he was contributing a lot to the Democratic Party um, with his funds, and then siphoning it off into other organizations, giving some to the media and stuff. So I can't believe this guy goes in front of like the mainstream media, these mainstream media guys, and he's like basically telling them that like, oops, I did an oopsie.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's quite the nerve.
And they just let it,
But
they just let him get away with it.
well, yeah, I just don't know how they're valuing his worth at like so many billions and billions. Like it's one thing to own a bank that has billions in deposits, but that doesn't make you a billionaire. So I just understand where they even pretended in the first place that he was a billionaire. But I guess they found out.
So there's this one investment firm. I think it's called Jane Street. That these guys were
Yeah, that's where he
involved.
first worked.
Yes, that these guys were interns at. And
Yeah.
I think this McCaskill guy was the guy that kind of set him up there. And then I think he was the guy that was trying to get he was trying to introduce Sam Bankman-Fried to Elon to become an investor when he was taking over or buying Twitter as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And uh, this William McCaskill guy, if this is his picture here, he's like a super young guy himself. Apparently, I thought this guy was much older than this. From when I'm listening to this podcast, but what I found was
I think you got
interesting.
this.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you got this guy's parents too. His parents are lawyers, and they're huge like Democratic you know donation raisers.
That's
Like
right. Yeah, that's
it was
right.
stop the gap raised. I think their goal is like 140 million or something like that.
Was it
And
mind the gap or something? Was it mind the gap or stop the gap?
yeah, no, I think mind the gap. I think is for yeah, that might yeah, that's probably it. Yeah, mind the gap. Yeah, it had to do with the voting gap or something to do with that. Mind the gap. But I feel like that's in subways or something. Like when you're waiting for a subway train to pull up,
Yeah,
I feel like it says mind the gap.
His mother Barbara Freed leads a group called Mind the Gap that helps raise Silicon Valley cash for Democrats.
So I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't set up from the get go to, or unless it turned into that, just siphon off money for influential people, and then I don't know what he thought the end the end point would be for him, or if he even thought it had that far.
Yeah,
But
well, this is kind of what was speculated in the whole podcast with Whitney Webb and this Marty Bent and Michael Krieger guy. They are kind of theorizing that this happened before it was supposed to happen. You know, it was kind of this guy was uh, kind of put in that position to put a bad name on crypto to not for one kind of get a public the public to kind of like go like, whoa, my crypto is not safe, you know, for one.
yeah,
And then
well, not
no, not your keys, not your crypto. And you know, the people that are in the crypto community have been pounding that and trying to pound that in everybody's head for so long. Like, don't keep your funds on the exchange. Not your keys, not your crypto. Keep it in your own wallet.
oh
Secure
yeah.
your wallet. You know. Um,
Well, yeah, they talk about crypto needing more regulation. But man, they have been trying to like buy some Bitcoin, so they want to get some Hive with the Bitcoin, and and to try to buy with a credit card or even with a like a bank transfer. They have like you can send just a e-transfer, and it's like it's harder than opening a bank account. Like
really.
it's crazy. You're like, yeah, I give like of course, your address. You have to verify your phone number, verify your email address, a picture of your
Give
ID.
us your birth
You
certificate.
gotta you gotta look at the camera and like rotate your head all around, so like some kind of facial thing. You gotta like
Wow.
and then there's another, and then they needed proof of address. So that's like for like a bank, so it's gotta have your address on there, like some kind of bill or something like that, and it can't be a screen capture. And so like I get my water, and it has to be within 3 months, and my water bill comes once a year, and that's like in March, so that's no good.
Wait, so this is
And then
happening
like
in Canada right now in order to be able to buy Bitcoin from some exchange or something like that?
yeah, yeah, I'm just trying
Wow.
to get like cash. I just want to get some. I could go buy $1,000 worth of Google Play cards, no problem, or Roblox cards, no problem. But want to buy a little Bitcoin, man, it's like pulling teeth. So,
Wow,
so I think when
that
they
kind
say
of
they want it regulated, when they say they really want it regulated, they say they want your keys. I think is what it is, so they can just snatch it whenever they feel like it. Because
well,
it's pretty damn regulated as far as I'm concerned.
well, also listening to this episode is this whole concept of a digital identification now, and so you know, I think a lot of this too is that's why I am a pretty big I've become a pretty big proponent of trying to get your own non KYC crypto, like Hive. Blogging on Hive is one way to do that. You can earn crypto and kind of move through some exchanges to be able to trade it for other cryptos and things like that, and then other ways of doing it through mining and things like that. Bitcoin mining is a little bit out of the question, but things like Monero or Epic Cash or some of the other privacy type coins and stuff, you can spin up
Oh yeah.
miners. But yeah, man, I didn't know that it was so crazy. They're asking for you to identify yourself in 8 different ways to even buy
Yeah,
Bitcoin
well,
now.
it's crazy. Like I'm waiting for them to ask for a blood sample and a stool sample. Jesus. Like, what do you guys want from me? I just want a little bit of Bitcoin. They say it's like, so underground and ooh, but it's like, yeah, I gotta give them everything to get that piece of it. Yeah, it's pretty wild. And like, I guess, I don't know, it might be easier with PayPal maybe. But then you say, if I don't want to give my bank info to PayPal, because say the wrong thing and they'll try to take some money from your account.
Yes, that was a big deal, and people pushed back, and um, supposedly it's still in their terms right now that
Yeah, yeah, they took it out for a week and then they slid it back in there just for
dirty,
just for just in
dirty
case they feel
rats,
like it.
dirty
Yeah,
rats.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
Um. So, tell me, how's British Columbia now moving from Ontario over there? Like, are you liking it in BC? That's
oh yeah,
where Curtis Stone, I think, has some property like up in the mountains or something somewhere
yeah,
in British
yeah,
Columbia.
yeah. Yeah, I
Near
think he's
near Kelowna, I think. I'm not sure though.
yeah, I think that's where he started was Kelowna.
Yeah.
Then I think he moved I'm not sure how far, but a little further north from where he was. And then yeah, 'cause now he's all like totally off grid up in the mountains. He's
Yeah,
yeah, like
so
totally
so
off grid.
so have you given up on the homesteading, or is it do you have a place where you can kind of do some gardening or whatever now in British Columbia?
Well, I've got my backyard here in town for a little bit of light gardening, but in a few years I want to get a a piece of land, big enough where I can have some chickens and a little bit of farming and off grid house kind of thing. Like a solar passive, so
Mm-hmm.
any kind of heating bills would be minimal. And then it's kind of set up as like a kind of like a backup place.
Okay.
And then yeah, we could have a little family cottage property or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll eventually get back into that. But yeah, for now, just got the pizza shop going, and then yeah, stacking some cash doing that.
So, who did you sell your property to? Was it a young family, or was it somebody looking to
They were
escape the city, or?
yeah, they were living in the city, not like downtown, but down enough town, whereas like there's people everywhere kind of thing. And I think and one of them had retired. It was a couple, and then their kid was in university, and the other was still working part time, but they were ready to get out of the city, and their house price went up too, so they were had money to move with, and then yeah, came out and bought it. So that was definitely the most nerve wracking time was after we put our house on the market, and then you're looking at the house, the properties that we wanted to buy out here, and then you're just kind of waiting for it to sell, and then you see some of the houses you like to kind of go off the market, and the new ones come on. But the timing worked out well, and we were pretty happy with the move.
Oh man, sorry, people are spamming my chat on YouTube with
Oh, no doubt, huh?
some porn
Nice.
with some porn sites or whatever. um,
And you bought.
I hate
Yeah,
YouTube,
it's nice out
man.
here. Yeah, I'm out here. I'm not quite on the coast, but I'm right in between the Caribou Mountains, and then there's also the Rocky Mountains, kind of run parallel north and south. So I'm like right in the valley of those. So I get a lot of sweet like mountain views, like just about everywhere you look. It's a big towering mountains, and
Oh wow.
it was great this past summer. Every 'cause I'm only open like Wednesday to Saturday, so I got like 3 days off a week. So we'd go road trip every other week and go to kind of like a different camping spot and check out the different the different towns and different areas. So that was pretty fun. And it's so far we've mostly been in the country. We haven't gone to Vancouver quite yet. Um, we'll probably go like this summer coming up. We'll make it out to the ocean. I don't know if we would go to Vancouver, but kind of there's a north of Vancouver. There's another city up there, so we'll probably go to that one. I think it's Prince Rupert, I think. And so
Okay.
we just pretty much go straight west out to there and check out the ocean. But it was a fun drive coming over from Ontario to like BC
How long of a
because
drive is that?
it was let's see, I think it's 40 hours total.
Whoa! Wow. Okay,
Pretty,
that's like going to Texas or
wait, I'm
something
pretty sure. Yeah, let me think here.
for me.
40? No, it must have been less than that. I think it's 20 and just go double check real quick.
So so
Did
so
you,
so you're
how
there in
long,
the. Go ahead. Still there? Hello? Still there, Jack? Sorry, sorry, y'all. Well, some technical difficulties here. Talking to Jack. You still with me? Hello? Lost you, man. Lost you. Lost your audio for some reason. All right, guys. Let's see if we can get Jack back there. But yeah, really interesting stuff here about this William McCaskill guy, and then this is the book he wrote, I guess, about this whole effective altruism thing. Right here is What We Owe the Future is what this book is. Supposedly the book that Elon says is mostly his philosophy there. So might be interesting to go and look in that book and kind of research that book a little bit to see what this guy is talking about or what exactly he means with ineffective altruism. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna see.
Oh, I think I'm back now, I think.
All right, you're back. Awesome.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I'd walked away to ask how long the trip was across Canada, and I think my thing went too far with the Bluetooth. But yeah,
Okay.
40 hours. Yeah, it was like 40 hours going across, and I think like 20, almost 20 of it was, or a good chunk of it was in Ontario. Ontario is pretty huge compared to a lot of the provinces. And I know one of them we went straight across because like at the time, like the COVID stuff was still going on. So like that particular province, they didn't want anyone from outside of province staying overnight. Like they didn't want you to get a B&B or a hotel or anything. So that one would go straight through. But
Wow.
yeah, it was a fun drive. It's gonna be different, because one of the provinces is like crazy flat. It's kind
Wait,
of like the I don't know,
wait a
like
minute. So
Nebraska.
wait a minute. So you guys made this move during the height of all the lockdowns and all that shit that was going down?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah,
Holy
it was like,
crap.
yeah, because we weren't sure if we were gonna be able to make it across, and because at the time, because like we weren't sure like how cool the provinces were gonna be or not, or we're like, well, for this drive, and like, what are they gonna do? Like, no, so you can't drive. Because like in Canada, you're supposed to be able to freely travel, across the whole country, and supposed to freely re-enter Canada without any rigmarole,
Yeah.
which they've been with the whole app thing that a lot of people just ignore, and they get a fine, but the fine gets thrown out because it's not a real law. So
Yeah.
it's like there's a lot of the code stuff, as is all acting on edicts,
Oh, it
and
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It was
declarations, and there's no
all.
law involved. There's no legislation, so it's all a big hoodwink, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, it was all a fear campaign. I remember when it first started off here in Alabama, there was like, the governor made a decree and then everybody's shall wear a mask when you're out in public and all this stuff. And I remember just walking into places just saying no thanks, and then I think the Whole Foods place said something about the governor mandated it, and I'm like, who's the governor? Are they my parents or something? It's like I'm not listening to the governor. What are you guys doing? Is this Are you guys all crazy?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, but, yeah. So it's a front row seats of what fear does to people as far as ceasing logic and just kind of going along with whatever they think they need to. But it's like, yeah, when you kind of break it down as far as they have to even change the definition of what a vaccine is.
Oh yeah.
Because when it was obvious, it's the coronavirus. That was obvious from the start. They weren't hiding that, and I knew that's why they've never made vaccines. Like one shot, you're good for life kind of vaccine.
Oh
They've
yeah.
never made them for cold or
Well,
flu
hold on.
because they're
Hold.
constantly mutating.
Hold on. So YouTube, we love the vaccines. You know, everybody get the vaccine.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
of course.
take it and take it hard. You know,
The Fauci juice is awesome.
I got a strike
All
for
hail Fauci.
medical misinformation, but I shared the
Just now?
no, not just now, no.
Oh, okay, okay.
But these stupid algorithms do pick up on what you say in the shows. But the reason they got me was because I showed the entire documentary of the real Anthony Fauci
Oh yeah.
that Robert
I'm
F.
going by the
Kennedy
current
Jr. put
definition of
out.
vaccine, I guess. Going by the current definition of vaccine, I guess any therapeutic is a vaccine. So,
No.
but like, yeah, yeah, I'm sure their vaccine's all good. But yeah,
This
I'm sure it's the climate change causing all these heart troubles.
yeah, this is only our opinion. This is like our
Yeah,
opinion, man.
too much of a strenuous exercise from 20-year-old causes heart attacks and strokes, and no doubt,
Yeah,
that's terrible stuff
yeah, the sun.
these days.
Yeah, the sun.
Humans are so fragile these days.
The sun is really causing
Now,
some massive heart problems. Um,
yeah, but the cold and flu, they're constantly mutating, which is how they've always been. So they've never been able to make a old school one shot classic vaccine for them. So when they were talking about making one, I was like, what? I'm like, what?
you're
You
gonna
can't.
you're gonna
That's why they have
make
yearly
something
flu
for the
shots.
cold that changes every year.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's why they get the flu shot. It's a shot in the dark. Sometimes it might be the right thing, maybe not. Like for the flu shot, as far as I understood, they just would go to China and just take samples of all the different flus going around and take a guess at which one might make it over to the U.S.
Yeah,
That was my impression of the old flu shot.
I completely quit doing any of that. When I had the option to, when I went off on my own or whatever, and I rarely get sick, and it was only in the past couple of years I did come down uh, with something, probably the COVIDs, uh,
Yeah, yeah.
and lost the sense of smell and taste there for a little while, but all that came back. I
Mm.
have it all back again. I have it all back, and I
Yeah, I
actually
think
talked about it on the podcast as I was recovering, and there is a recording of like pretty much all my symptoms and what I was feeling like during the time and everything, and the protocol I used to get better, which didn't involve any of the bullshit that they were saying that you needed to do. I was pretty much
oh yeah,
taking vitamin C and quercetin and zinc um
yeah,
and
D is supposed to be good too.
colloidal silver, yeah, D3 and K2. And if I had my hands on ivermectin at the time, I would have taken some of that, but I didn't have any. But
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had done it just before it went public too. 'Cause, like it went public in like February or something. It was a big hoopla, and I'm pretty sure like at the end of December or the beginning of January or something, I had like a 2 week thing. And it was like not your symptoms, but similar to the other symptoms, where I had like the brain fog,
yeah,
and kind of tiredness. And like brain fog would just be like just standing there like like what do I do next? Just like weirdest thing. And like what else did I have? At night, for the first couple nights, I had a little bit of wheezy at night.
yeah,
So I just changed up my eating habits and started eating a little heartier and cut out the sugars totally, and that wheezing went away. And then other than that, it's pretty much just the brain fog and I guess tiredness. But it's hard to know sometimes if it's the weed or something else. But but I was definitely uninspired those 2 weeks. But yeah, I'm pretty near convinced that's what I had. And I think what happened is it was COVID, and I think it did get a big tweaking over in Japan or somewhere. And so I think, yeah, the tweaking might have hit some people a little extra hard than normal. But the yearly death rate didn't go up from a couple of years before. So there's a good chance that it was just a regular unfortunate oldsters that become each year to the cold or flu. But and then obviously they just like hyped it up to all hell to all
Yeah,
the Gucci sauce.
yeah, and then
Oh, and actually, Canada just threw out $1 billion of unused vaccines.
oh really?
Threw them out in the trash. $1 billion paid to the. I guess the yearly subscriptions for governments now to give to the vaccine companies.
Well, what I think is great is all the people asking for amnesty when saying that all the people that didn't take the vaccine should be shunned from society and aren't worthy of living.
Yeah.
you
Yeah, I
know.
think I saw a meme somewhere. I don't know if actually I've been looking at a couple memes here on the MSP and or it could be there or YouTube, but it has Gollum. Gollum,
Yep.
Henry, the prep guy. Where he's like freaking out one minute, and that's like, "We'll lock you up and take away your job and take away your kids," and then the next minute he's like, "Oh, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that." Gollum can be like that. It's like so they had it with those people. Yeah,
Yeah.
those
Yeah,
like
I know.
COVIDians.
I I'm never gonna forget. I'm never forgetting.
Oh no. Oh no. Yeah,
Um,
that's a yeah, it's pretty crazy. I guess it's kind of like that in university they did that prison guard experiment, where they had all the students be prisoners and guards, and they saw how quickly it devolved to just mean spiritedness.
yeah.
When you give someone a little bit of power and if they haven't had it before, they just sometimes just take off with it and abuse it.
Yep. I think
And it
that was
seems
a
like
standard.
people use their
What
chance.
was the Stanford prison experiments where they did that,
Yeah.
and then there was also the Milgram experiments where they had an actor that was pretending like they were getting electrical shocks, and then they were having people administer the shocks, and they were telling them to administer the shocks. The person was really faking that they were being hurt or whatever, but they kept doing it, even though they knew that it was hurting the other person, potentially hurting the other person. And so there's this kind of a weakness in humans that we tend to listen to authority figures without even questioning ourselves and our own morality in that situation to make a decision, and
Oh yeah.
that's kind of highlighted in those Milgram experiments as well. Um,
Yeah, and I guess even I guess the brown sugar experiments over in China back in the day. And they had the revolution of they started with the university students, and go out and attack people for not being a proper communist and stuff.
yeah, struggle sessions and such. Yeah.
Struggles. That's why I say when I have a cat, when my little when my son grabs the cat sometimes and like holds him on the couch and like snuggles with him. The cat's like trying to get away while he struggles up.
It's a literal struggle session with the cat.
Yeah. Yeah.
we
Poor cat.
at my work they had our Christmas party last week, and they had everybody come up with a biography of some other person at work, and so it was anonymous, right? So you could come up with like whatever
Oh,
biography for the other person. And so I was like, what is this? Is this some kind of a struggle session or something? Or like,
yeah.
is this like Festivus and the airing of grievances or something like
Yeah.
that?
No doubt. Yeah, it's
But
not team building there.
well,
It's
it actually turned out to be pretty funny. One person did like go on a personal attack on somebody,
yeah.
but other than that, it just turned into like people made up funny stories about other people. So,
Oh yeah. No doubt.
but yeah. Anyway, I thought that was kind of wild, but yeah, man. So you are doing the pizza shop. So uh, so you're operating that like through the week, and then You have like a little storefront and everything.
Yeah, yeah. In the front area, my wife has like a shop with like clothes and like candies and purses and jewelry and a lot of local crafts and stuff too.
Oh,
And
oh really?
yeah, 'cause there's people like there's one lady that does like lip balm and salves and lotions, and she goes out into the woods and like gathers the herbs and all that stuff for it. And then
Oh wow.
we got like I got a leather guy. There's a lot of like belts and uh, holster kind of things, and
Oh
hats
wow.
with
So it's kind
like
of like a
leather
little.
patches.
So it's kind of like a little handcrafted maker kind of
Yeah, it's part
thing.
yeah part artisan shop too. Yeah,
Oh, very
it's a
cool.
lot of yeah some pottery stuff, and yeah, there's a lot of different artisans around. And it's kind of cool area. It's like a touristy area, so we get a lot of you know traffic coming through in the summertime, and then in the winter it's real popular for like snowmobilers.
Oh,
So
okay.
because they'll take them up in the mountains. Basically, they got roads that take you up in the mountains, and so they'll sled right on top of the mountains, like well into like when all the snow is gone down here, they'll still be up there sledding because there's still snow up in the mountains until much further in the spring. So it's yeah, it's pretty year round. It's hopping. It's a cool little town.
So do you have a place where you can go like snowboard or ski or anywhere, anything like that locally?
Yeah, there's I know they're building one about an hour away. I think there's a small one in town somewhere, but not too much into the winter sports. I used to be,
Okay.
but yeah, these days it's like stay in the warm house. And it's been cold up here, man. Like today
Oh yeah.
and yesterday it's like minus 37, like insane.
Whoa! Holy crap!
Like I just left my car parked today because it wouldn't start, and
Oh man.
luckily the shop's only like 2 blocks away, so
Oh
and any
okay.
stores I go to, so I don't really have to drive. So I'm gonna wait till a couple more days when it's warmer than pretty much as long as it gets warmer than like minus
Negative
25, then
30s.
I can start it. Yeah, that's Celsius, man. Yeah,
Ooh.
it's insane, dude. Yeah,
Wow.
like I gotta get a plug-in for my car. You can get a like so you plug it into the wall, your
To
car. That's just to keep
to
the
heat the
engine block
block
warm.
or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They have the engine block warmers, and now they got a new one you can do for aftermarket is the oil pan. They'll heat the oil pan, which in effect, I guess, kind of heats the whole thing enough. It's supposed to
Ah.
be pretty efficient. So I was gonna get one, but I was like, last year was only like a couple days. I couldn't use my car, so I wasn't too worried about it. But I don't know. I'll get one eventually. The oil pan heater.
I have never honestly ever experienced that cold before, and, and
That
just
I,
and just thinking about it makes me like fucking
I,
want to put gloves on because I just think about this one time I was in North Dakota, and it was a negative wind chill day, and I had my hands exposed just walking from my hotel room to my rental car, and my hands were about frozen solid. So that's
oh
the
yeah.
that's the only thing I've experienced that would even come close to that, but nothing in that cold.
When you breathe in and it kind of crystallizes, you kind of have to breathe in through like this scarf, or else it just kind of like it kind of stings a bit
It turns
because
into
everything just
icicles
freezes.
as it goes in down into your lungs.
Yeah, yeah. I was talking to this one guy came into the pizza shop, about car starting and like he's off grid, and so he's not quite set up enough where he can have his car plugged in. But he's telling me he started a fire under his truck to like get it started one time, like just to warm it up. He started a fire. I was like, that's insane. But
Wow.
I guess it worked enough for him to get it started. But
You got to
just the
do
thought of
you got to do what you got to do.
it. Yeah, he really had to go somewhere. Like I was like, wow.
Wow.
Nuts.
It's
But
crazy.
yeah, yeah. Luckily, it's only. I mean, usually it doesn't. Usually, like the cold snaps like that. It's usually a few days at the most, like in a stretch.
Yeah.
Because like that's when it's like clear skies. Because like it's warming up in a couple days, and you can see like snow's coming. Like whenever like basically whenever there's clouds, that I guess when it's so cold that you can't have clouds, in a super cold front. But then slightly warmer fronts, the -10 and -15 ones, they have the clouds. But yeah,
So
so a little relief.
so tell
I'm
me.
hoping for more global warming. Bring it on.
Yeah, yeah, bring on the global warming. I love it, man. If it a longer growing season, that sounds great to me.
Oh, for
Um,
sure.
so tell me, man. At one point, you were growing your own herb there for a little while. I see that you've made a post here about a portable herb vaporizer.
Oh yeah,
Are you
I
still
remember
doing
that.
that? Are you still doing growing some of your own stuff or um,
Oh, for sure.
nice?
Yeah, I just got a hydroponic setup all set up. It's send a picture over here. I got like a tent, and it's got like four buckets, and then each bucket has like a bubbling stone,
Uh huh.
and then yeah, so I'm gonna grow four hydroponic plants. Oh, here's a picture. Yeah, so I just got it all set up. It's got I got their LED lights. Each one's 1,000 watt, and then the space is only a 3 foot by 3 foot. We got a 4 by 4 foot in the basement, but it's too cold to bring up here, and it's too cold to grow down there for the winter. So I got a 3 by 3 foot. Yeah, there's the picture of it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the inside. Yeah, so it's just all the. There's one tub in the front that I don't grow in. That's kind of like the reservoir, and it's where I can like
Oh, you can kind
add
of
growers,
you can add your nutrients
test
and pump
pH.
pump it through the rest of the buckets.
Yep. Well, it's just passively. There's all connected with hoses at the bottom part. So as I fill the
Oh,
front, the other ones just fill up as well.
oh, okay.
So they're all just passively, connected like that at the bottom. And then each of the growing ones has a bubble stone in it. And then
What?
there's like a air pump that pumps bubbles in there. And then I have clay pebbles for growing medium.
Okay.
And
And
they got
then
little baskets there.
what do you grow the seeds in? Like rock wool or something like that, or
No, it's a clay. Yeah, they're like clay pebbles.
you can just directly seed into the clay pebbles.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah. I
wow.
did. Geez, probably like 5 years back. I did romaine lettuce before hydroponically. Actually, it was aquaponic. I had like a fish down in the water reservoir.
Yeah,
But
I played with it, but I'd never had like really super great results just direct seeding
yeah,
into the stone. I had to use some kind of a little bit of a medium of some kind for the roots to kind of get established a little better.
oh no doubt. Yeah, no, they did well. And the lettuce stood up straight and everything. And
Nice.
eggs once they start growing, down through the basket, enough of them that get woven in there, they take root pretty good. And
S-
what I think what I did was like a super thin, like one layer of paper towel, Then I
Uh-huh.
kind of put the seed in that, kept it wet. Eventually, the root and stuff just kind of grew through the one little layer of paper towel. But like, as long as you're not moving it around or anything, once the roots grow down, it just pretty well just fixes itself in there. And then the clay pebbles are sitting in like plastic baskets, so the plastic's stable too. So once it will have the piles of roots coming down with the water. And they've got a little air vent there too. It's got an air filter on it.
Yeah.
And I just have, yeah, and then I just vent it out just out of the tent, just another room for now because so we'll enjoy the extra heat in the winter.
So
That thing, it's
this is just something you could like set up in a closet or like set up in just like a corner somewhere in a room or whatever.
yeah, yeah. I got it in my bedroom actually. Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
okay.
it's just like a 3 foot by 3 foot. So and it's pretty small footprint that one. And then
Then you get like four plants going in that thing.
yep, yeah, exactly. And I'm pretty
Nice.
sure that is my limit in Canada anyway. 4 plants. So
Wow,
yeah,
it's
just about
it's
perfect.
it's that easy, huh?
Yeah,
Wow. So do those lights have the fans integrated into the lights?
yeah. The lights themselves, they have yeah, they got fans to keep the all the LEDs
Cool.
from overheating.
Oh, cooling.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then above that, the exhaust fan that pulls all of that out of the top part of the tent. And
Oh, okay. Kind of keep the air flowing, keep the air moving.
yeah, so hot air doesn't build up in the
Doesn't
tent
get
too much.
too hot and too humid in there.
Yeah, because once you start getting above 94 Fahrenheit maybe or 96. Well, I'm not sure, maybe a little hotter, but once they start getting too hot, the plants will kind of like slow down a little bit because from the overheat. So it's obviously you don't want it too cold, but and the grow lights they got kind of like 3 different settings on them because they have each one of them has like a switch. When each switch turns on different selections of those LEDs on there. So like they
Uh-huh.
have a switch for veg and they have a switch for bloom. So like when you first start growing, that one actually the one that's shown right there, that one's the bloom. So it's like just more like the red
More
colors.
the
Because when
red light spectrum.
yeah, kind of like high pressure sodium would give out more of the reds, and like in like a metal halide would give out more blues for veg. So
Okay.
if you just only switch the veg on, it's like a blue shade, and then if you switch the just the red. So supposedly it's got just the red for flowering, and then they say both of them, which basically gives you purple. They say that's for fruiting, which is interesting. So I assume that applies to bud as well, but I'll have to check that out because it sounds like once it's in a flowering, it's kind of like the pure red's kind of like the signal for it to go into flowering and any of the flowering. But
Uh-huh.
then once it's along the way and the buds start to grow, I think you can turn on the blue as well. And we'll enjoy it like nectar.
So is it
All
fully
that stuff.
like so it's like fully recreational in Canada to be able to you can uh like have uh marijuana on you and whatever. Uh
Oh yeah, yeah. You can have up to most provinces you can have up to an ounce on you,
okay.
and it's totally fine. And then you can only buy it from the like provincial cannabis stores or provincially licensed cannabis stores, and then they get it from the province, and then the province gets it from the different growers. So it's kind of a you know tax money making scheme, of course, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's how they've managed it where we can get our hands on it without going to jail.
Yeah, I
And
actually heard
but also being able to grow yourself though that fixes that loophole where you could just totally grow
exact
for free if you want.
exactly, yeah. Yeah, I just heard recently that here in Alabama that they I think they're going to make it at least available for like medical reasons now,
Yeah, yeah,
which is a big
yeah. I
deal
think
for Alabama. I mean, I didn't think that would ever happen here.
yeah, I think it's on the way to being like something like 46 of the states are available for medical. So that's really coming along, and I think the for recreational, I think they're at 21 right now. They're about in the next couple of months. I think they're supposed to add a few more too. But
Well,
like
I
Connecticut,
what I'd really love to see is the whole hemp industry, get ramped up. Start making hemp clothes and hemp all kinds of stuff. Get the
yeah,
hemp
the hemp's
seeds.
been around for yeah, the hemp's been around for I think federally they made hemp available. I know CBD's been kind of like I think CBD's kind of like full blown. It's all good now.
Yes,
You just can't have any THC in it.
so you have to get like a special permit or something to grow it on, and you have to specify the land that it's on and everything. And
Oh yeah, yeah, the hemp.
there was a
Yeah,
documentary that I think was out. about a guy in Kentucky that he had to change where he grew his hemp. He had to change the field that he was growing it in, and they came after him for that. And now he's in this huge legal dispute with the
Yeah,
state.
it sounds. I think I saw that, and it sounds like the sheriff there or something. He like the law got changed where it's all good, and it sounds like him personally or however didn't agree with it. So it sounded like this was that when they busted him, it sounded like it was kind of part of a setup to make it look like a criminal kind of thing, you know? And but what he was doing is what he would do with many other, fields often is if he had trouble with one field, he had to move it, and then
Right.
certain forms he'd fail. And it sounds like yeah, they went sounds like they're trying to make an example of him because whoever whatever powers that be didn't want the legislation that had passed, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw that one too. And yeah. So yeah, a little pushback, but that's more like a local kind of, not in my state kind of pushback. From what I saw that documentary,
Yeah.
it was the one about. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, they're plowed his field right in front of him.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, that made me so sick, dude.
Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, it's the destruction of private property. And it's
Yeah, especially
yeah,
people
pretty
that aren't
pretty dirty.
aren't hurting anyone. You know, he's not hurting anybody. Um, and so yeah, this is awesome, dude. Uh, I like the setup a lot that you have going on here with the buckets.
Oh yeah, it's a well,
How
I
much does
mean,
that
there's
set?
a
How much? About how much do you think that setup, this entire setup, cost you? You think?
well, I think the lights were like 160 each. The tent maybe probably similar. It's probably yeah 450. And I think the hydro kit eh, probably 600 or so.
Do they sell the hydro
For
kit as like a full kit?
yeah, they got the buckets with the tubings and the air pump and the air stones and yeah the baskets. It even came with some clay pebbles too.
Oh
But
wow.
yeah, the hydro setup came as a kit. And yeah, it seemed like it's geared to. Yeah, it seems like it's pretty standard. A lot of people will do like a 4x4 tent. And will do like grow four of them. So there seemed to be a lot of kits where it's kind of based on a four plant setup.
I know a neighbor of ours. When we go, our family has a little cabin that we hunt at in the Upper Peninsula, of Michigan, and he started growing his own stuff like for his own medicinal uses, and he just got it growing in cow shit, like
Yeah.
outside of his barn.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, I mean like dirt's probably the easiest to grow in. I
yeah.
think my main reason for was hydroponic is
You could grow
just
year
so I could
round,
prove yeah, well you can grow indoors with dirt too, that's no problem.
right?
But the water part of it is just so largely so I wouldn't have to worry about when to water the plants.
Oh
And
yeah, for sure.
then I think it's the big draw. And then also they from what I've seen for the most part, like with the hydroponic grows, they're usually getting all the nutrients they need. But then I guess the downside of it is I have to provide the nutrients. Like I have all the grow jeeps and stuff.
Yeah,
So it's just a matter of not using too much. Because if you use too much, then like you'll kind of like burn the plants or whatever they call it.
right.
And so as long as I'm real careful with how much I feed them, I don't overfeed them, and it'll yeah pretty much run automatically if
So,
the lights are on timers and everything.
so tell me about this herb vape thing. Is this like a kind of like just a vaporizer, so you can put the herb in
Yeah,
there,
see,
and then it heats
yeah,
it up
see,
and vaporizes it?
yeah. There's like a little ceramic. You can take the lid off, and then it's like a little ceramic kind of oven in there, sort of a little chamber. So you grind up your bud and put the shake in there, and then it heats it up. And so with vaporizers, it doesn't, heat it to the point of burning, like a flame would.
Right.
It just it heats it enough so that first the flavors will vaporize, and then the THC and other psychoactive, depending on whatever you're vaping, you could yeah, apparently you can vape like green tea even, and you get more caffeine from it than you do from drinking
Oh
the
wow.
green tea. So it's pretty crazy. Like you can I have a link in there for a
Yeah.
website that has like 20 different legal herbs that you can vaporize. Like chamomile or catnip or whatever the medicinal qualities might have been from drinking it. Apparently you can get them from vaporizing. And then you're not getting the carcinogens that you might get from running it at a really high temperature. The flame or whatever.
Dry
So it's,
herbs that
it's
can
supposed
be
to be a little
vaped.
gentler.
20 legal herbs you can vaporize for aromatherapy.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you can vaporize coffee. Like it's yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, I'll just stick to cannabis pretty much, but
Yeah.
it, it's interesting. It's interesting. You can. I mean, it makes sense. Just I guess the essential oils getting vaporized and then getting into your bloodstream, through the lungs instead of through the digestion.
Yeah, I
And
actually recently I ordered one of these little fume things to help me quit smoking, and it
oh
is
yeah,
basically the same thing. It's well, except it's like this little wooden thing, and then you can put in these little inserts that are just essentially they are essential oils that you can inhale
okay,
to help you quit smoking, and it actually worked. It helped. I
nice.
I was
So they're like
able
nicotine
to
free.
yeah, they're all nicotine free. They're just essential oils and different stuff, um and it did help. It helped me get over the addiction.
Nice. Yeah,
But
I quit
smoke
cigarettes.
but smoking is one of those things that I've quit over 1,000 times, so
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, yeah.
but
I quit cigarettes. I just got like a tobacco vaporizer. I mean, you can put regular stuff in it too. But there's a company in Canada. It's e-juice. I don't know if it's called e-juice everywhere, but it's just basically you can get like this flavored distillate stuff or whatever it is, and you just choose the percentage of nicotine you want. So like right now I'm doing like I think like regular, it's like a regular smokes are like 12% or 10% or something like that, nicotine.
okay.
So like right now I got 8%. And I've got a couple more little things full that are like at 2% and like 4%. So I can like
Oh,
slowly kind
okay.
of like
So just kind of weaning yourself
trim it
off
down
the
slowly.
nicotine.
Yeah. And my wife did at the same time, and she like barely even touches the thing. So like go through half the day and like it's so crazy because like we haven't gone back to cigarettes at all. And just and then now at this point, I just think like, oh, geez, dirty little cigarettes. So it's
Yeah.
been nice not having the butts around and all that stuff.
Right.
No more yellow stains on the fingers or anything. Yeah, so it is a hell of a lot cheaper too. It's insane. It's out here in Canada. Smoke for getting to pretty much like $20 a pack.
$20
Like
a pack? Are you kidding me?
ri- ridiculous, man. It's
Holy
so ridiculous.
crap, dude! The last time I smoked, bought a pack of cigarettes, I think it was like it might have been like $6 a pack or something like that. But
Yeah, when
holy
I was
crap!
leaving States, yeah, they had just gone to six when I was leaving the States, and then over in Ontario they were like at 12 and 13 for a while, and then
Whoa,
they went up more. We
damn,
started getting like native smokes,
damn!
but
You gotta be rich to smoke cigarettes up there, man. Holy shit!
oh, it's insane. But this like vape juice, it's like better in like every other way compared to the cigarettes, and then
Yeah.
like it's like next to nothing. Like the cost is crazy. I
Wow.
like I doubt I'd spend more than $10 a month on like the e-juice stuff. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, I wish
that's
I'd
what
done
you
it sooner,
realize when
but
you quit smoking and all the money you can save.
oh, for sure, man. Well,
Yeah.
I had known if I had to. actually start getting them at the store where they're $20 a pack. I was like, there's no way. So then, yeah, my stepson vaping here or there, so I checked it out. I was like, oh, try that. But yeah,
Okay.
it turned out good. And
Ron,
now I'm growing the bud, so I don't got to buy the bud anymore.
nice. That's what we call self-reliance.
Yeah, definitely you can do inside, like especially with that portable herb vape too, like in hotels, like it
Oh
doesn't
yeah.
smell like regular smoke or anything. It's just like dissipates like nothing, like you can't even tell. So it's nice not having to freaking run down outside when I'm at a hotel to go for a smoke every hour or whatever. So it's
Yeah, I hear
yeah,
you.
no doubt.
I hear you on
Yeah, I
that.
mean it's yeah, nothing to be healthier, but for sure. But I think the amount I'm doing with this vape thing is a lot less than I was with the cigarettes, and you know, keep trimming down the nicotine percentage. But yeah,
Okay.
and I think part of the problem, I don't know if what it is, but it's like I feel like with the cigarettes I was getting, and maybe they're lower quality or something, but I feel like its nicotine content was like kind of changed, from pack to pack or kind of thing. So I think I don't know, it just seems more consistent with the vape, or I don't know. But it is. I didn't feel any. We didn't. Neither of us went through any withdrawals or anything. So yeah, it's a pretty cool deal.
Very nice.
Yes, I'm growing the buds, so I can save money on the buds now as I got those growing. You know, good.
Cool. Where do you get your seeds? Are you just saving your seeds from the ones that you grew and
Well, this batch
replanting
of seeds
them?
I got from from the provincial cannabis stores. They sell seeds as well.
Oh, do they do?
So yeah, yep, yeah, I didn't have any saved, so I just grabbed a pack of the seeds, and then yeah, I'll probably I guess eventually do clones or breed a couple. Imagine they're all feminized, but I don't know. Usually, male usually slips through here or there.
Okay.
But yeah, for now, I just got some yeah, seeds from the cannabis store. Yeah, they sell them too.
Well,
They sell the
your posts are always beautiful, man, and you always put like a lot of cool pictures and like little gifs and stuff in these posts and everything. So,
Oh yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I like to keep it somewhat exciting, So I figure if I
are you liking getting back to blogging again?
yeah it's good. It's a kind of like a good exercise, Keeps keeps the brain active. I think if I wasn't blogging, I'd probably just be watching YouTube videos and scrolling through Twitter. So at least a little more choice in my direction that I spend the time, and it's good. It's fun seeing that a lot of the people are still there. That were there a couple of years ago, so it's good meeting up with them again and seeing what's going on, seeing what everyone's up to,
Yeah, I still
and
haven't really put out any blog posts, but I've kept the podcast going, and I've been doing this weekly and trying to cover different stories and bring on guests every now and then, and you know, just this is kind of like a journal for me, actually.
yeah, no doubt. And it seems like the Hive smoothed out a bit too, which is good. They kind of matured a little bit, or whichever it was. I remember back, it was a couple of years ago. Well, first is the split from Steam, so that was the whole,
Right.
Steam versus Hive thing. And then for a little bit, they're doing like, it was like the flag wars for a little while. People were flagging other people's posts for whatever reason.
Oh yeah.
But it seems like that's all chilled out, and seems like the site's really matured.
Yeah, yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
put out a post in quite a while, but I've been thinking about it the other day, maybe starting to get back to getting the blog out there and at least reposting the replays to the podcast and stuff up there, and maybe
Yeah, for sure, man.
yeah, because I do have a lot of them, and I do have a lot of them backlogged. Some of them are on YouTube, some of them are saved to my laptop. some of them are on Odyssey. They're all over the place, and it would be nice to kind of make sure they're kind of collected all in one place and everything. So,
Yeah,
um,
get it cataloged on the blockchain.
yeah, man, yeah. One of the guys that you might remember, I don't know, Solo Miner. He has done very well for himself on Hive and uh, just continuously blogging on here. And I mean, that's one
Yeah, he
of
does good. He has a real good variety. I've been I just started following him because yeah, he'll be over on the STEM, STEM geeks, and then he'll be over on the Weed Cache site, and then do stuff at other places too. So he's gamer. He did a gaming post.
yeah. He does some
He's got a real
streams
good
on
variety.
games and stuff, and he does what the projects he's working on and everything. But yeah, it's one of many things that he does. But he's pretty much made crypto his full time thing. It's pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Yeah, it takes a certain definitely takes a certain kind of hustle, for I guess anyone, making it full time in the crypto, you have to be an entrepreneur to some extent, to make sure everything's all lined up for you.
Yeah, for sure. We're actually we me and a buddy of mine have been helping him design, and we're gonna help him install a solar power system so he can have a solar power backup for his place. That
Oh, nice, man.
that
So is
he
he
just
he's local?
he just moved from Georgia, and he's moving to Virginia. So
Ah, okay. So I guess it's not too far for you to get out there then.
nah, we're gonna drive up there. I think it's gonna be probably like a probably gonna be about a 14-hour drive, but we're gonna help him get his system all set up and everything. Um,
Yeah, very cool.
Probably after the new year. He's waiting on batteries, and then we still got to get him some panels shipped to him, um, and a few more things that we got to get for his mounting system. So we're gonna do a ground mount system,
Yeah.
and but yeah, it's gonna be like I think it's gonna be 6 kilowatts of panels.
Nice.
So
That's pretty big.
it's gonna
That's
be a pretty decent sized system.
Yeah, I ran my cabin pretty much, more or less on a kilowatt that I had on the roof. So like 6 kilowatts, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
And
I know you can do quite a bit with just a kilowatt. Yeah.
now I am. And I got a little bit of battery here. It's like a those kind of like one of those all-in-one batteries, the big fat battery thing. And it's got a
Oh,
plug-in for solar panels.
like one of those
Then you can,
jackery things or whatever.
yeah,
That's like
yeah, exactly.
oh, okay, sweet.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent size one because
Di-
it's got like the 240 on it as well, so it's a pretty decent size.
oh,
And then I
what
got like a kilowatt of panels for it.
which brand is it? I like those a lot. I like that
Yeah,
idea a lot.
yeah. Let me go check real quick. Just 1 second.
All right. Yeah, I've been looking at maybe getting one of those myself because there's several different manufacturers. This thing Ed, Blue Eddy, I think
Yeah,
this one.
it's a Blue Eddy.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, yeah, Blue Eddy.
So you like it?
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, because like I don't know, I'm not sure how it is in the States, but it seems like anywhere I've been in Canada, at least I don't know, at least like 3 or 4 times a year, the power will go out for at least a few hours, if not more.
Right.
And so that happens here. So like it's been awesome for those times. You don't have to fire up the loud generator and pull the cords inside from outside and all that stuff. You just
Yep.
hit the button on the little battery box and turn on the TV and stream some shows from the phone's internet. And it's good to go.
That is awesome.
So
Yeah.
it's yeah, it's pretty sweet. And then even if there's an extended outage, you could basically run the battery at nighttime and then during the day, fire up the generator for a little bit to, cool off the fridges and boost up the battery a little bit. 'Cause,
So so that can
yeah, so
do
battery's really
so that can do
handy.
220 as well.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
nice.
got a plug in the front. Well, it's either 220 or it might be a camper, like a 30 amp thing or something, but it looks like a 220.
Oh,
You know what I
okay.
mean?
Yeah.
It's a 3-prong, but it might be like a weird camper one, like where it's like 'cause normally they're 15 amp 120s,
Okay.
so it might be like a 30 amp 120 or something like that. Some weird thing.
I have seen some of these where the guy plugged it into a welder and just started welding with it. I was like,
Oh yeah, no doubt.
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. They'll put out yeah, they'll definitely put out the power. It's
I've been thinking
I
about
found all.
getting one of these because when I get the little cabin or whatever, it's something that I could just store if I'm not there, and then kind of hide away or whatever so it doesn't get stolen, or I could take it with me, I guess. And
Yeah.
because I recently had a theft on my the property I was working on. Um, and somebody took like my generator and some other tools and an air compressor from me, and
Oh no.
they were trying to steal my solar trailer that I built. Um,
Oh yeah.
but they got their truck stuck on the hill trying to get it out of my property, and ended up getting busted by the local cops. Found them, and
Oh no doubt.
the neighbor called it in, and they impounded their truck. So I still haven't seen any of my stuff, but you know,
That's crazy, man. Yeah, that's
yeah,
too bad, huh?
yeah. I mean, people are getting a little bit more desperate now. I think that people are maybe more willing to be a little bit risky. Um, so it's something that just locally I'm seeing, I guess, around our area is that
Yeah.
there's more thefts happening.
Yeah, it sounds like people may have been juiced up a little bit with the COVID money, but then
Yeah,
once the COVID money ran out and they got used to not having a job, I think unfortunately some people might have ran and fell into a rut. And then also the opioids seemed to be a trouble for a little while there.
oh yeah,
Right. To a large extent. The old opium wars coming back.
yeah, man. We talked about that a while back. There's a book that I just downloaded today called Dope Inc., and it is about the the whole British opium war situation. And I think China is now implementing the reverse opium war on the Anglo
Oh
American
yeah.
establishment now.
Yeah,
Um,
TikTok war too.
yeah, yeah, TikTok is crazy. The thing about the app TikTok allowing basically full access to your home networks, or basically the network that you're running the app through. That's
Yeah.
pretty
Oh yeah, no doubt.
is pretty
Well,
interesting.
then the other part of TikTok is like over in China. If you watch TikTok, it's all like educational stuff and like science experiments and learning things.
In the
And
U.S.,
the
it's
kids
just
are not allowed to use it. They're
it's
not
just
allowed to use it past
It's
9.
just chicks twerking on TikTok
They're
in the U.S.
transvestites twerking, woke
Yeah.
stuff, and all that crap is trying to feminize the U.S. male, so they're easier to take over. I imagine softening up the target a bit. But
Yeah,
yeah, there's all like
well,
all the woke stuff and
yeah,
all the debauchery and
not just that, but just
over here in the states.
shortening people's attention spans. It's like nobody can really listen to something for any length of time. It's just like totally destroying people's attention spans, like creating a ton of ADHD people.
Yeah,
Super ADHD.
yeah, no doubt.
But
Yeah, it's the dopamine fix. Very similar to the opium, I suppose. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. But
so so what model did you get of this little blue eddy thing?
let me go check. Just 1 second. It's over in my living room.
Okay. I'm just looking at the website right here.
Yeah, it's the AC 200 Max.
AC 200.
And
Wow.
then
So like
Max.
2000. It's like 2,000 watt hours. Oh, 200 max. Okay. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Sweet.
Yeah, I know I watched my big screen TV and charged a few devices and had some lights on for, I don't know, probably like 3 hours. And it was only down to like 87% or something. So,
Okay.
yeah, it'd be plenty for the family's entertainment needs. And
Lithium
yeah,
iron phosphate batteries. Okay, that's good. Wow, that's not too bad, man.
yeah, it's cool setup. There's got, obviously the inverter built in with the plugins. And then it's got a solar charger built in. You just plug panels directly into the side of it. Like you don't need a charge controller. Like it has a built-in solar charge controller.
So
Then
does it
you
accept
also
the
charge it from the wall.
does it accept the MC4 connectors, or is it just like a power pole connector, or how do you make that connection with the solar panels?
It's like it's a single plug-in, but then it Y splits into the two uh, regular kind of solar ones.
Okay.
It's a little attachment, but basically you can with an attachment you just plug in the regular the standard solar panel kind of snap connectors. Those things are a pain to get unsnapped. At least the ones I had were.
Cool. So how long have you had it?
About probably like 5 months, maybe.
5 months.
I took it. Yeah, I took it camping too. The last time we went out camping,
Oh, cool.
and yeah, it's pretty handy. We got these LED. They look like regular light bulbs, but they plug in a USB.
Uh huh.
So one of those, like up in the top of the tent, is pretty awesome. You can just it's like inside a regular room. You can see everything.
Just kind of turn a
I
button
didn't
on and
use
off.
it. I didn't use it too much, but it was just kind of more just to have it. Yeah, it's a little on off thing.
Killer. Yeah, that would be sweet to
Yeah,
have.
yeah, for like camping, and then for the odd power outage, and then yeah, if I ever had like a next cottage or something like that, it'd be kind of handy to have the kind of battery ready to go until I put in like a larger, more permanent one. Yeah, check out. I'm sending a picture. It's the one of the camping spots over the summer. It's pretty sweet because we could because it wasn't like a regular campgrounds. It's crown land, so it's kind of like
Like
federal land.
public land.
But yeah, kind of like public land. But you're allowed to camp on it, basically.
Okay.
And but then you don't have to like pay a fee or whatever. I mean, you don't get the showers and the regular toilets, but it's pretty sweet. There's like a big lake,
Wow.
and that's right at the foot of the Rockies.
That's beautiful.
And so we put the fire like right on the water, just about, and like the tent's not too far away. That was definitely our favorite camping spot over the summer.
That's beautiful, man.
And had a
That's
pretty good sized road.
that's just in
Up
your
and down.
backyard, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Just right down the highway. Yeah, it's
Wow.
right on the other side of Velma. If you go to Velma, you just kind of go through. There is a big long Finger Lake that's kind of in the valley of these mountains. But
Valemont
some
is what you said.
random, yeah, like Vale Mountain. Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
Vale Mountain. I guess it's Vale Mountain. Vale Mountain? No, it's just Vale Mount. Yeah,
Vale Mountain.
that's kind of
Oh,
yeah.
that's
It's all kind of in the valley of yeah. We had a little blow up raft there too, so you could do a little exploring, poking around. But also, we're kind of like in the valley in between the mountains, and it's kind of neat because
Oh,
Of
okay.
course, in the mountains, you got these little creeks and rivers that come down here or there from the mountains, the watershed. And so quite a bit of those, you can go do like some panning, like panning for gold, or you can just go, traveling up them and stuff. If you go to the right places, you can still, find some stuff when you go there. But yeah, a lot of nice outdoor stuff, like mountains and waterfalls and paths, and
Wow.
hiking around. I was checking into getting one of those gas powered, like a gas powered converter kit for a mountain bike.
Oh
It's
yeah.
basically to go up, because they have like the forestry roads that go up the mountains and stuff. And then sometimes the car can only go so far. It'd be cool to go as far as you can up them, and then when you're out of gas, to just coast down it.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. It looks like there's a little ski village there or something like that in Vale
Oh,
Mount.
across the water? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They're putting one in. They're putting one in there. Yeah, they're they're opening up. That's where the one nearby would be. It's about an hour away.
Oh,
And
okay.
then I heard they're if it's not open, I'm pretty sure that was something they just got in the works. And they will be opening that up soon.
Wow, so is there a lot more like outdoor these type stuff I guess you can do in this area of British
Yeah, and BC.
Columbia than where you were in Ontario?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Out here, half the people, it seems like, they're into either mountain biking or
Backpacking or
climbing
hiking
or
or whatever.
hiking. Yeah, or tree planting, or like all kinds of. They have like troops of tree planters that go around. It's like a job you can get for the summer kind of thing. You
Yeah,
just go
that's
like
I've heard Curtis Stone talk
plant
about
trees
that.
everywhere. Oh, that's right. Yeah. A group of them comes through in the summertime. They'll come through our town, so they'll be at the hotel sometimes. A big mob of the tree planters coming through. It's kind of like a little community, sort of. Just plant trees all summer.
Yeah, that's neat. That would be it sounds like it's pretty real.
Very outdoorsy.
Yeah, yeah, it's I did something when I was like 19. I went to go volunteer to help maintain the Appalachian Trail and kind of sounds like that kind of work a little bit. Like you're just out, out in nature all the time just getting to soak in nature.
Oh yeah. Oh, no
Wow.
doubt.
Wow, man.
Yeah, it's a little different.
I'm
Different
jealous,
pace.
dude. I gotta come visit you sometime up there to check out some of the nature.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, hopefully, border chilled out a little more. Gotta get my passport taken down to the States again soon.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is getting into Canada. I don't know if they require you to have some jibbity jabberoos or whatever the
Yeah, I'm
whatever the
not
deal
sure what
is.
it is. I know if you're Canadian, you can just deny it because, as a Canadian, you're the free end of the country.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I'm not sure if they require a jab or not. I wouldn't be surprised if they did,
I'll just sneak
but
in.
yeah, no doubt. Hey, it's
I
on
don't,
you do, man.
I think
I'm sure
they're
the Mounties will greet you and give you a ride.
I've heard that there have been backpackers that have just backpacked across the border in different places and stuff.
Oh yeah, it'd be easy to do,
Yeah.
except in the winter. And unfortunately, I think a couple winters ago, there was a family that didn't quite make it. Unfortunately, a little too cold. They're from like Jamaica or something.
Oh,
And it was,
They tried to cross the border on foot
yeah, and it was a bit cold, and they kind of froze.
during the winter.
So yeah,
Wow.
definitely not.
Damn.
Yeah, definitely not a winter escapade, especially if you're not used to cold climate.
Yeah.
But that'd be very, especially kids too. That's just crazy. Much crazier than the Mexico border. That thing's that thing's super easy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's super close.
People are walking across that every day, man.
Well, you walk across the border and they'll freaking give you a debit card and a hotel stay and hey, welcome.
Yeah, hey, welcome.
Uh, they
you
just need
want
like Hawaiian leis or something to lay on them as well.
you
End
want
up in
somebody to massage your feet while you're here?
there.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it is wild.
Over in New York,
There
you got them in the
was
penthouse.
There was a recent Project Veritas video that came out talking about the HHS is knowingly, letting kids go with these different sponsors that aren't their family members and stuff, and it's like a huge human trafficking operation going on at the southern border. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's a mess.
So
Even yeah, even just the trip for them to even get to the border, I'm sure is treacherous. Yeah, it's just nuts. And
yeah,
then yeah, and then getting all mixed up and lost in the system once you get here.
yeah. Lauren Southern did a pretty good documentary talking about. She followed some groups of migrants coming up from like Guatemala and going into Mexico, and then she was showing that in this one town in Mexico that the UN is giving them debit cards that are loaded. They're loaded with money, and they
Oh yeah.
they can just easy peasy for some of them after they get that money, then they can just kind of you know
Yeah, they have lots of little pit stops along the way. Lots of NGOs wanting to make it. It's crazy. It's
they're
yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's like destruction from within.
you definitely got to watch that if you got time. Go check out that documentary that Lawrence Southern did. Is pretty interesting.
Lauren Southern.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen a few of her stuff. I'll have to look that up.
yeah, it's
Yeah, she
pretty
seems
good.
to talk about Canadian stuff too a little bit. I'm not sure what her tie
She
is.
does. She does get into some Canadian stuff. Dan Dix, though, man, he is a good guy on all the
Yeah,
things
Sister Truth.
related to what's going on in Canada and
Yeah, yeah.
and what people can do, some
He's
solutions and stuff.
funny enough. Dan Dix is kind of was my gateway to Steam.
Really?
Him, yeah, him and Luke Radowski at one time were kind of going on and on about Steam. This one is up at like its super peak, and
Yeah.
like they were pushing it, and I was finally like, okay, well, so I'll go check it out. And yeah, that's pretty much when I got on Steam because yeah, Dan Dix talking about it. And
Wow, I didn't know
Luke Radowski.
that was your origin story to how you found your way
Yeah, yeah,
to the Steamiverse
yeah, yeah.
in our
Yeah,
little
that was the
community
start
here.
of it all.
Dude,
Yeah, no doubt.
I got to meet him. I got to meet Dan and Luke when I went to Anarchapulco in 2020. Um,
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, so
Dan is a really great guy, dude. In person, he's a really good guy.
yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I bet.
Luke
I
Luke
remember I
Luke
caught Luke.
Luke
Caught
doesn't
Luke once
really
on
like.
Cat.
Luke doesn't is a little bit of a germaphobe. He doesn't really like to
Oh yeah,
fucking shake everybody's hand and all that kind of stuff. But
yeah, no doubt.
but
Yeah, I was commenting on one of their videos once. Just Luke and some other guy. They were doing videos together, and and just when I was commenting, they were just so happened to be right there commenting, like replied like right away, and that replied like right back. So it was like almost like a little convo with them. But yeah, they're totally cool.
yeah, I was there the night that they made a whole documentary about Anarchapulco and on HBO called the Anarchists, and they had part of it was the conference in 2020 where this guy that was on Steam quite a bit called Quinn Eaker got into a fight with Jeff Berwick at the conference, like a fist fight. and
Yeah.
and I remember being at the bar that night, and Jeff's got like this bruised eye. He's over all drunk at the bar, just like talking to us, and I'm sitting there talking to Dan Dix, and Jeff Berwick's coming over with his fucking punched eye and
Nice.
everything like that. And
So,
what's up,
so are there
JP?
rules? Are there rules against fist? Are there rules against fist fighting in Anarchy?
No, no. I mean, it was just
There's no rules. Yeah.
no. Well, I mean, doesn't mean that there aren't rules. That guy ended up getting he had a speaking position, and they took away his speaking position, but they allowed him to stay at the
Oh yeah, yeah.
they allowed him to stay at the conference. It was just funny, man. It was funny.
No
and
doubt.
and Jeff was like, Jeff was saying, I had this feeling that I needed to be punched. Oh man,
Hey,
what's up, JP? We got JP hanging out in the audience as well,
nice.
and Gabriel and Rondon. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. Um, so yeah, man, what's next for you? What's next for you and your family and everything? Uh, the
Yeah, pretty much hanging out here at least for another 4 or 5 years. Then
Okay.
my son finish up high school at the very least. But it will probably, I don't know, we like this town, so probably lay down some good roots here. I'm just gonna stack some money, looking for space to raise some chickens and food. A piece of property to play on,
Okay.
and yeah, just keep exploring the mountains around here.
It looks beautiful, man.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's a great nature spot. If ever you just go down the road, and there's a lot of forestry roads too, where they used to get the lumber out. So they have roads that kind of go up into the mountain. They're usually alongside the creeks and the rivers that go up the mountain. And so yeah, a lot of spots to check out. And then there's people that build trails too, like around where I'm at. And they just built a trail where people can basically you can take your horse to go camping.
Yeah.
So yeah, a trail for horses, and they have little kind of camp spots along the way.
Awesome. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun, man. So yeah, JP.
Yeah, thanks, JP. Appreciate that.
Yeah, we have missed you, man. It is really awesome to get to catch up with you again too.
Oh yeah, yeah, you too, man, for sure. Good to be back. I'll be popping on a lot more of the MSP waves. It's uh, it's fun because it's like you have the YouTube video live chats where like the chats are flying so by, so you just kind of like just blurt stuff out. But it's cool here because like you can have conversations a little easier. People that hear what you're saying more so. So yeah, it's cool. So yeah,
Uh,
it's fun listening to these.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've been keeping up with continuing to get shows out and everything. There's a no- just while we're here. Next week I will have um, Sek Magora is his name from Agora the podcast. He's gonna come on and we're gonna chat about agorism and all kinds of homesteading stuff and different stuff like that. So
Yeah, you should definitely start posting your back catalog too. Be
yep.
a good way to check it out. Your favorites, one you can put up first and stuff. And
Yeah,
check out other people listening.
I am planning on doing that and getting that stuff out there and getting more of the content back out and especially cataloging it on the blog. So I'll be doing that.
Yeah, but
And then some of the investigations, some of the rabbit holes I've gone down. I'd like to start maybe blogging about some of that kind of stuff as well, and some of the health stuff I've been into. But
yeah, oh yeah.
where else can people
Give it
follow
a deep
you,
dive.
Jack? Rather other than our Hive blog, are you out there anywhere else that people can go follow you at?
Nah, it's pretty much just Hive. Like I'm on YouTube and Twitter, but I don't really post much. I just more of a content viewer really on those. But yeah, pretty much Hive's the only place I'm posting stuff. And then you're on Discord.
Okay.
So yeah, it's the easiest way. Yeah, Discord and Hive.
All right, guys. Make sure that you're following all of Jack's posts on Hive here and checking out what he's got going on. He's always doing some kind of making project, DIY kind of different stuff, and cannabis related type stuff. So make sure that you follow him. Thank you guys for hanging out for the stream tonight. We're coming up on the last little minute here. Appreciate everybody hanging out and for listening today. and we'll come to you guys next week for another Meadows and Makers podcast. So, Jack, really appreciate your time and coming to catch up with me tonight, and I hope that everything continues to go well for you up there in British Columbia and your little slice of heaven you got there.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, it's great chatting with you. Thanks, Evan, for listening.
All
Have a
right.
good night.
All right, man. We'll catch you later. Stay in touch, and we will we'll be chatting uh, and keep hanging out, man.
Definitely. Yep. Talk to you soon.
All right, brother. Have a good one. See you guys.